Hey guys, so as I'm sure you can already tell just from the fact that there was no intro to this video, this week's vlog is going to be a little different. The reason for that is because I want to address some things about what's been going on in this city, in this nation in the last week. I've been standing by and haven't really been talking about it, just hands off a bit, but there was something the other day when we were doing the governor's press conference where they were literally talking about injustice and racism in the nation that reading those comments that were coming out in that comment section just hurt me, like sickened me, just how terrible some people can be. And so I wanted to address some of that stuff with you guys this week. People know me personally. I'm always the type of person who tries to help other people, whether it's like with their depression or getting out of a bad relationship or unemployment, just trying to help out where I can. And up to this point, I always thought that I was doing enough to help other people, but I am slowly discovering that I am not doing enough, and I'm definitely nowhere close to what some people are doing. I have tons of friends out there that are out there. They're fighting the fights. They're going to the protests. They're marching. They're doing all these different things, which is stuff that I've never done. And I always thought that just by supporting them, I was helping. But seeing just how harsh some of these people are being online and in the real world, and that racism and injustice is still a very big thing going on. Like, I feel like I need to address it and need to do more myself. So, as we know, the governor did a press conference this week, as I said, to discuss racism and injustice going on. And she brought in three amazing representatives to talk about this stuff. She brought in Representative Cheryl Williams Stapleton. She brought in Reverend Donna Maria Davis and Mrs. Alexandria Taylor to discuss this stuff. And they were all wonderful people, like, and the things they were saying really got to me and really made me see what's going on with this kind of stuff. But the part that was just sick is, of course, doing the broadcast and monitoring the comment section just to make sure that the stream is working. The stuff that I saw was just sickening, and I tried to go back yesterday. I took about an hour going back and sifting through the over 1,000 comments on there, trying to find some of the ones that I saw, because I wanted to take screenshots of them to kind of show them here on this vlog. I found some of them, but didn't find all of them because I think a lot of them did get removed by being flagged as inappropriate. So at least that's good that Facebook was able to go in there and remove some of these comments that were just way too harsh, and just sick. Now, one of the first comments that I saw that just really made me go, "Are you serious? Like, this is just ridiculous," was when Representative Cheryl Williams Stapleton was talking and getting, showing her emotions and really getting in there and explaining stuff. Someone actually had the nerve to comment in the comment section, "Man, where is a poison-tipped blow dart when you need one?" I know, like, that's just terrible. Like, the fact that you are basically saying, "Hey, I want this person dead because of what she's saying." Like, I'm sitting here listening to her and I want a poison tipped dart to hit her right now, is sick. There should never be any situation in this world where any human being should wish harm on another person. Like, especially during these times. Like, because it only furthers the point. The comments coming to this comment section, there were so many of them too, that this stuff doesn't exist. Racism and judging people by the color of their skin doesn't exist. And yet we have proof in that same comment section of people saying stuff like this, that it's just straight up hate towards another race for trying to make things right. And it's terrible, 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 terrible. So the next one I have is, of course, from this guy who simply talking about ignoring the whole situation and pretending it doesn't exist. All he said is, "You're stupid. Look on TV to see the racism is not as bad as you and politicians want us to think." Literally turning on the TV shows us how bad the racism and injustice is right now. Like, it is out there. It is terrible. It is a problem. And these people just choose to ignore it because they want it to go like every other previous one had, where after a couple months, we forget it. And then 2 years later, we're right back here dealing with this again. It's going to be the same thing if it's not dealt with now, or at least not pushed towards now. And that is, I cannot stress that more. Then there was this one young girl that was posting all over the freaking thing. Like, she was reposting and posting and posting and posting, like arguing with everybody. And one of the worst one I saw from hers was literally her mentioning, Why are these people talking about privilege? Are they jealous? Like, that's exactly the point. Like, you right there are being a privileged person saying that these people are just jealous of your privilege. And you're still sitting here trying to argue that them fighting for their rights and stuff like that is wrong and they shouldn't be able to do it, when you literally just spelled out exactly the situation. You're seeing them as a lower rank than you. And that right there should be the problem. But these people are getting blind and they do not understand that. And it drives me up the wall. So then, of course, we have other guys like this guy who takes after our high and mighty great Lord President Trump, where instead of actually having reasonable conversation and using facts and using information, all he does is flood the comment section with simple, like, few word responses like, they are coming for your rights. This is fake. Lies are the reality. No. Hoax. Hoax. Like, this guy was just going on and on, posting these like single word responses. Brainwashing was another one that he put. Like, where he's not arguing. He's literally just trying to deflect the situation by just saying, all this is fake. All of this is a hoax. They're just brainwashing you. It's literally what our president has done many times when he says fake news, when he says wrong, when he says it's a hoax, it's a witch hunt. It's like he just tries to deflect everything with those phrases. And that's exactly what these people are doing in these comment sections. They're just trying to distract everyone by just flooding the comment sections with these simple few word phrases. And it doesn't show your intelligence. I hate to tell you, dude, but you're not proving your point by doing this. You're proving the opposite of your point by being this ignorant. Like, that's really the case. And then one of the last ones that I saw, and I was really hoping I could find this one again, but it makes sense that it was taken down, was one where someone, an adult, mind you, posted this saying, racism didn't exist until Obama was elected president. He created racism as a propaganda device to get people onto his side. Have these people just never opened a book, a history book? Have they never flipped on the History Channel? Have they never seen a PBS special? Like, how blind and ignorant can you be about this stuff? That you don't think this existed before? Have you ever heard of Martin Luther King? Have you ever heard of any of this stuff? Like, are you that blind to the world around you that you literally believe that our last president, because he was African American, invented racism to literally brainwash people into being on his side? That's sickening. That's just wrong. And then to continue even worse, we have this talk online of people literally trying to push, and it hasn't caught on for obvious reasons because of how sick it is, this thing called the George Floyd Challenge, where we got these white people kneeling on top of each other, trying to hold down, stop the other person from breathing, and they're using this as a joke. And if you are seeing that and you're thinking, oh, these people are not, racists, that they are not taking lightly to the fact that a man died, then you're also part of this problem. And you need to look at yourself and look at the world around you and start figuring out what's wrong with not only you, but with how you're handling things. Because even people who do fight for this stuff, do believe in equal rights, do try to treat everyone with respect, they are still even looking within themselves saying, how can I do more? And you got to at least get yourself to the point where it's, how can I start? And I really think that everyone needs to start doing that right now. Now, one of the biggest problems of why this took off the way it did is mostly because of the internet. Obviously, everyone can hide behind their computer now and say whatever they want on the internet. And there was a phrase back in the day that was labeled as "don't feed the trolls." People that were purposely trying to start arguments, trying to fight, trying to be ridiculous human beings. And it became a thing where you just ignore them. Just ignore them. They'll go away. If they don't get any reactions, that's how they live, is getting reactions out of people. But because people were trying to ignore those people, they were able to thrive, multiply, stretch out to every corner of the internet, every post, every social media account, everything. And so now they just have free reign to just say whatever they want on videos that are about the very thing that they're saying they are, that doesn't exist. And it's like, we have to start calling these people out, holding them accountable for what they're doing. Like this hate speech that they're spreading. Like they are responsible for this, for all this kind of hate and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure even if it was a video that was literally a funeral, there would still be people on there saying crap like good riddance. And that's terrible. Like, again, there should never be wished upon harm on another human being, regardless of beliefs, regardless of stuff like that. I mean, I even say this, like, I disagree with our president, Donald Trump, a lot. Like, on almost everything he does, I disagree with him. But I have never once wished harm upon the man. Because I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to say that he deserves to be shot or assassinated or stuff like that. I'm not. Because he's still a human being. I disagree with the way he handles things. But I can't wish ill upon another person. Anyways, finishing up this video. Again, I need to get back to the fact that I feel I haven't been doing enough. And I feel like with the resources and the technology I have, that I should be pushing to do more. I have great influential friends that I used to work with over at Lobo Athletics of African American descent that I looked up to the whole time I was there. They were fantastic people, hanging out with them, talking to them. And the last time that this happened, when these kind of protests and all this kind of stuff happened, like I did talk to them about this kind of stuff. And back then my responses were fairly simple, and looking back at it, it was ignorant. Like I was being really ignorant to the whole idea of what we were discussing and the struggles that they deal with every single day. And they are some of my best friends. Like one of them literally is I looked up to the whole time I was there. Like Jay Wash was one of my best friends, like over there, and we've all moved on to other jobs and other places now. But he is like also one of the most humble people I've known, who always puts everyone else up, above him. And I just never really took time to understand what's going on and what he thinks and how he deals with these things, and I feel bad and I apologize for that I never took the time to do that. So I own a company here in town, a video production company, and I feel like I need to do more with that company. I mean, that company, me and my father started, and we've always opened up opportunities for anyone who is interested to work in video production to come in and train and work, and regardless of their history, their ethnicity, their beliefs, we've let everybody come into this company to work and train. But as an owner, the thing that I need to work on, that I feel I need to change in the company, is making sure that everyone there is being represented and feels like they are being recognized for what they do. Like a lot of the time, being behind the camera is kind of a thankless job because no one online sees it. Like no one sees what you do and the hard work you do. And I have seen great people come through this company and go off to do other things around this country. Like dozens of people, some of my best friends that I made through this video production stuff, or that I met at Lobos, that are now off doing great things that show me appreciation, but I feel like I have never done enough to show them appreciation for what they've done. Which brings up the other conversation that I've been having with some of my friends is, of course, the talk about Studio 519 and how we're rebuilding it. And to be honest, I'm really sad that it's not available now, because I feel like that would be a great platform, a great location to get people talking, to bring people in and let them speak their minds about what's going on and figure out how we can make things better, because we do have the technology in there. We have the ability to go live on Comcast Public Access. We have the capability of going live online. We'll have all these abilities to do this, that we can bring in and have these discussions. And I want to be sure to open up that studio to everyone, because that's what public access is allowing people to speak their minds and get what they need to say out there in any way they can. And in making this video, I know I don't have a very big reach. I mean, these videos usually get like 30 views from my friends and stuff like that. But I kind of am also wanting to do a call out to my friends who are scattered around the country to reach out to me to help me figure out new ways to use the resources I have with the company, with the public access, and even with just like recording stuff here at home, the way I do my vlogs, like what more I can do to help these people get their words out. Even if I just help you edit a video that you want to film yourself, like I am more than available and willing to help with that. So let me know, reach out to me if you have something that you want to have made, like to help with this process and like help us get through this and help make this brought to attention to everyone of what's going on with all of this stuff going on in the nation. I know it can be hard. I know it can be rough, especially, you know, I'm not going to get too much flack simply because of the color of my skin. And that is sad. I mean, there are YouTubers, there are Snapchatters, Instagrammers like out there that are of different ethnicity, different genders, different, you know, just beliefs and stuff like that, that it's sad because, again, those people hiding behind their computers, these people get death threats sometimes just because someone disagrees with them, just because someone doesn't like them. This was a problem at Achievement Hunter for Rooster Teeth. They had Mika Burton, who worked there for a while, and every time she was in a video, she would get hate, like death threats, saying they don't want her on those videos anymore because she's not funny, she's not good. And of course, she had it worse because she was, you know, she was of Black descent. She was a female playing games, and just her other beliefs that people disagreed with, like they would attack her. And of course, unfortunately, now one of the newer ones, Fiona, is also dealing with that because she is the same way. That people are literally sending her death threats because she played a Minecraft video trying to learn it, and she's never played Minecraft before. And it's like, you're wishing death upon someone who's bringing you entertainment just because you don't agree with them being there. Like, and that is sad, that is depressing, and no one deserves that. And we need to get past this. Like, this is not a thing that should exist in this nation, in this world at all. And of course, the biggest thing about the whole Black Lives Matter post is all those people out there countering, well, all lives matter. And I'm just going to say, yes, all lives matter, only when all lives are treated as equal. All lives will matter once all lives are on the same level in everyone's eyes and mind. That's really how it happens. And the biggest thing about racism that people need to understand is that racism isn't born. You don't have a toddler walking up for the first time, going outside, seeing another toddler of different skin color and going, I don't like that person. Racism is taught. It is taught by parents, family members, and the sooner you realize that and the sooner you start preventing that kind of talk and speech, even calling people out when they make comments like that, bad jokes, distasteful jokes, call people out on that stuff. Like, they might try to get it just to get a laugh right then and there, but it still is going to leave an impact on everyone that's around them. Like other people who might not make those jokes, but now see how much of a laugh that it gets, so they're going to start making those racist jokes, and it spreads like wildfire. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, even right now, like as I'm recording this video, there's peaceful protesters down at City Hall making their voice heard. And I commend everyone for what they're doing down there and the work they're doing right now. And I need to look at those people and take notes on how I can start helping with that and start being better myself, and how I can help stop the spread of this injustice and racism in this world. And I hope we don't have to end up being back here again 2 years from now when another innocent African American loses their life and these protests start up again. Like, we need to start fixing the problem now so that we don't have to do this again later. Those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. And that's all I can really say for this week. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.